Episode 73. It's episode 73. It's episode 73 of Talking with Tasha. Yeah. And this is actually another episode of Talking with Tasha plus Trey LOSTCAST. Oh, yes. Very exciting. Just a heads up, we are a little bit in the time machine with this episode. We recorded it before Thanksgiving and before Wicked came out because we talk about Wicked a lot. So just keep in mind that these were fresh things in our brains a couple weeks ago, okay? We hadn't even seen the new Stranger Things yet. So keep that in mind. But otherwise, I think the episode speaks for itself. I hope you enjoy. So without further ado, please enjoy this episode of Talking with Tasha plus Trey LOSTCAST. Lost Season 1, Episode 11, All the Best Cowboys Have Daddy Issues. And isn't that the truth? So, first, before we jump into this crazy episode, because it is kind of bonkers, it goes back and forth a lot. Like, this is when it starts to get crazy, I feel like.
Like we finally have, like, two big-ish mysteries happening in this episode that aren't going to be answered for ages.
No, but before we get to that...
Yes.
I went to Wicked last night.
I saw on Instagram.
Because we went to a special pre-screen. I don't know why it was on a Wednesday, but it was. So we went, and it was 3D. And I had a couple people ask if the 3D was worth it. I do think a couple of the numbers are pretty cool in the 3D.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I can't go to 3Ds. I get migraines watching them. Yeah, so... we don't go see 3D movies.
Yeah. Here are my loved it, cried. For good makes me cry no matter what.
Oh, I'm going to sob through the movie.
I kind of forgot how much I liked the song, the Sexy Time song. Why can I not think of it right now?
Oh, As Long As You're Mine.
As Long As You're Mine.
Oh, gosh. It's like I'm going to get a little PG, there will not be a dry seat in the house during that song.
Nope.
Kiss me too fiercely, hold me too tight, flood my basement.
Because Jonathan Bailey really is, the gays love him. The girls don't care that he's gay. We still love him.
Yeah.
I'd still drunk make out with him at a party. Who hasn't
Who
done
wouldn't?
that?
I know straight men that'd be like, yeah, of course, bring it in.
Yes. But then I also thought it was interesting, and again, I do this to myself, I take myself out a little bit. Cynthia Erivo, Jonathan Bailey, both queer people. So part of me was like, this is an interesting sort of thing happening.
It's
but
just called
for
acting.
Them.
It's fine.
Yeah, I know. But in my head, I do that to myself.
No, I got you. I got it.
Here's my kind of two hot takes that I think could be controversial depending who you ask. The two new songs, I don't know if we need them.
I haven't heard. I don't know anything about them yet. So I would I don't know. Just so I can go in neutral.
Right. I get that they're great singers. We want to give them another song. I will say they weren't pointless. They did kind of help move the plot along, but I don't think without those songs, we still get it. You know what I mean?
Right.
We still see the characters change or the, whatever. And then the other thing, okay, love Michelle Yeoh in Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I love her in lots of other things. Don't love her. I don't know if her accent just doesn't land with some of this stuff or what. She's not a good singer. Not that she has a ton of singing to do, but I don't know. She just isn't my favorite.
I remember I saw an interview with her in the past year because, we've been under this Wicked media blitz for the past 18 months. But I remember her saying, I was surprised when they reached out to me to say that they wanted me because I'm not a singer. But it was just the role that they wanted me to play, so yeah, here she is, and I think she does a fine job in the first one. I haven't seen For Good yet, but
but Sexy Time song, great. I don't know, I still liked it overall. I did warn people a little bit, people that don't know as much about the show, the second half in the live version and in this movie version, not as happy fun times. It's darker.
No.
Don't go into it thinking we're having a good time because
it's gonna be another party. No, it's not. Do you remember how we were excited at the beginning of the first movie because she's dead? Well, Here's some war. Let's go.
Yeah. But I think in the first chunk, we have fun songs, like Dancing Through Life, Popular, like they're fun. Not so much fun in the, in the
just some
one.
Sexy Time.
Yes. Okay. And then right here, this is another spoiler alert. If you don't know how things end in Wicked, like skip ahead a couple.
Okay, I was going to say, like, is
not
this
a spoiler alert
the
for
movie?
you. You
okay,
know.
Good. How do you know I don't know?
Because Fiyero becomes the Scarecrow. That's how you know.
I do know that. Yes.
Okay, so at the end, again, spoiler alert if you don't want to know, when he like knocks on the floor and we know she's not dead. The special effects they do on him.
Oh no.
He does. I mean, it's a Scarecrow. But in my head, again, I do this to myself. I don't know why because I have to make this serious moment funny to me. Like I have to do it to myself. Because the whole time when he says you're beautiful and she's like, don't lie. And I mean, they have a moment like that too, because now he's a Scarecrow. But I was like, what if after all this, she sees him finally and she just goes, ew, like Scarecrow.
Oh, that's going to be itchy.
Yeah, like I changed my mind.
I actually have hay allergies.
Like in my head, I was
Straw,
like,
I guess.
Gross. And you don't really see him until that moment. Like you see the back of, like you kind of, they allude to it. But when you finally see the close up, they make his face literally like burlap. Like,
oh yeah.
So like, I don't know.
Now, is that practical or is that CGI? I
don't know.
I have like done zero research about like the making of this next film because I love the magic of theater and movies, right? And because I know this property really well, saying it constantly through college, have seen the show just the once, but I've seen it, read the book a couple of times. The book, by the way,
very dark,
super horny. Super dark, super horny, super political. So, like, just know that going in if you're ever going to read it.
Okay. And the song with the wizard where he's like, even if I told him I'm a fraud, no one would believe me. Like, they believe what they want. I'm like, can you say that louder for the people in the back? Like, it is, like, too relevant for right now. I can't.
Natasha, this show is from the Bush era?
If only. Can we go back?
Oh, I mean, Dick Cheney's dead, so sure.
But anyway, and I love Jeff Goldblum. He has a couple funny moments. Like, I don't think Jeff Goldblum is ever acting once in his life. Like, everything he does, he's just Jeff Goldblum, but I love him still.
But he's captivating, and it's different enough that you can go, oh, yeah, you're not Ian Malcolm. You're not The Fly, you know?
And then there's another sort of thing that was sort of added that it's kind of a fight scene, but it's funny between Elphaba and Galinda, where it's more like physical comedy kind of thing.
Glinda. She's just Glinda. Don't give her that extra syllable.
I feel like
it's for Dr. Dillamond.
I know, but I feel like they say Galinda a few times in this second half. But
okay, I'll let you know.
If you go to a theater that serves alcohol, if you take a shot every time they say, wait a clock tick, you're going to get drunk. That's like their new favorite phrase in this. Like, they're like, can you wait a clock tick?
I'm like, wait a clock tick? I heard way too clock.
Oh, no. No, like, give me a second. But they say, like, wait a clock tick.
That's actually really cute. And if
it
we
is,
were in
but
college,
they say it a lot.
But if we were in college when this came out, I'm like, can you wait a clock tick? I'll be right back. Even
my 39-year-old self is like, I'm going to start saying that.
And it's a good one.
Yeah. Okay. So that's my main Wicked review. Still liked it, but it did go fast. Like I complain that they took this 3-hour thing and like made it 6 hours, but we left the theater and I was like, oh, it's only 8. Like what time did it start? 6-ish. We were out by 8:39. Like for some reason I thought it would be later. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like I was just like, oh, that was it. Okay. But yeah.
Very excited. As of right now, we're going to see it on the Sunday after Thanksgiving. Our life's kind of like in upheaval right now, and I will talk about that off mic. So I don't know if it's going to happen, but that's when we're going to see it, hopefully.
Okay. And then real quick, I just wanted to say, because Halloween wasn't that long ago, Netflix recommended to me for spooky season the show Evil. Have you watched that? It has Michael Emerson in it. Kind of ties into Lost. We haven't met him yet in Lost, but
I feel like I watched like an episode or two of it, but I didn't stick with it.
I weirdly got obsessed with it, even though it jumps the shark a little bit, but I watched like all 4 seasons, and it's about...
jump the shark. We're watching Lost, Natasha.
But I just thought it ties to Lost a little bit because Michael Emerson is in it, and he he has some moments of levity in that show, unlike Lost, I feel like, but he still plays a creepy dude. Like, he literally plays
he just
a
looks
demon
like a creep.
guy.
Like, we love him.
Poor guy. Like, he can't.
Yeah.
He's the creepiest looking dude. But yeah, for those that don't know, it's about this group of 3 people. One is a priest, and then the other 2, they're like assessors. They go out and see if people need exorcisms, and and so there's a lot of fun churchy stuff in it. But it's kind of like they what do I want to say? They do criticize the church. There's obviously the 2 assessors aren't believers, really. They're there to like pick everything apart and whatever.
Right.
And the one guy, Ben, he's more of the like engineer smarty pants. Like, in one of the instances, they're like, there's weird noises in our kitchen, and he's like, your dishwasher's broke. Like, he, or he'll bring like he'll make sure it's not fumes or gas making him hallucinate, or you know what I mean, things like that. Like, he's that guy. But he's also the actor, I'm blanking on his name, but you've seen him in stuff. He's Indian or something of that part of the world. I'm not sure exactly of his ancestry. But I saw him on heard him on another podcast talking about that show when he got that role. It was one of the only times when he auditioned they didn't make him do an accent. And so I appreciate that they let him, So there's that. And I'm sorry I don't remember your name, but you were great on that show.
That's why IMDb exists.
Yes. And then are you an Only Murders in the Building person?
Yes, we are an Only Murders in the Building household.
Are you caught up or no?
Yes, totally finished with.
Okay, I finished all of it too. Do you think it just needs to end?
Look. This was I've had like chit chats with other people about it. For me, this was a super weird season. And part of it, I think the charm was gone a little bit for this season because our main baddies, like the suspects, were not members of the building. They were people trying to buy the building. So I'm just like, I don't understand I understand why we're here, like the point that we're trying to make with this season, but because, like with some of the other ones, right? Bunny, when Bunny was murdered, we're like, yeah, absolutely. Lester being murdered, yes, you're a character. And then when we had like these 3 billionaires as our main suspects, it's just like, but I don't know who you are. Tay Leone, as much as I love you, why are you here?
Yeah.
Renee Zellweger. Okay, and I love Renee Zellweger.
The
number of Oscars in that cast this year.
Yeah.
Like I think 7. I think there are 7 Oscars.
I feel like it's a show now that's just like, what cameos can we get? That's kind of just now the
and not
fun
mad
of it.
about it.
Yeah,
the number
like,
of Tonys, the number of Emmys. Like,
yeah,
it is a star-studded cast. This season was strange. I mean, I loved the teaser for next season. I thought that was very funny what they did.
It's like,
okay, now we can do it.
But did I see the next season's going to be in Italy or something? So, like, it's not in the building at all.
Yeah, because if we're going to be going after Cinda Canning's murderer, and she wasn't technically murdered in the building, we're not going to be at the Arconia.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Because here's the deal. Even though I watch it and kind of... The first couple seasons, I was invested. I'm trying to figure it out. All that kind of stuff. And now I just kind of watch it half-heartedly a little bit. But I'm still going to watch it. Because
the solution to Lester's murder did not feel satisfying this year.
No, not really.
Yeah.
No.
No, we're a Survivor household.
Okay.
I don't like this cast.
I'm more of an Amazing Race gal, and I'm also annoyed that it's all Big Brother people. And even I'm still watching it, but I don't know who any of them are because I don't watch Big Brother. And sometimes I hate when CBS does that. Like,
I know when they do their incestuous competitions. Stop.
And I also, even though I love The Amazing Race, don't get me wrong. Again, I'm going to watch it every season because I just am. Even the last few seasons when it's like the one family, they're already like influencers or like, no, I want just like real Joe Schmo people. I wonder,
a friend of mine here in the city, we've tossed around like, auditioning for the show. We already have like our team name picked out, but neither of us have like big online presences. Mm-hmm. We do-ish, just as like people in the world who are actors and like do things, but we're not like, I'm influencer Trey, and I'm here to show you how to open up bottle caps and have like 3 million followers or whatever it is.
Right. Same.
I do as a Joe Schmo.
But as someone that has watched the show since the beginning, I don't want to see that person. Like, because I feel like they're always kind of on. I don't know. I just want normal people to be on it.
Or at least people that know how to be on but not feel on.
Yeah.
Which is an actor, but just not what you want to watch on this show, right?
But I think on a show like that, it's hard to... You're exhausted. You're tired. You can't fake... Like, you're gonna... Some of that... I don't know. I just feel like a lot of it is gonna be... They don't need to make it any more dramatic because the show in itself is dramatic.
Like, this season of Survivor... I'm talking about personalities, and nobody is like a bad person, right? There's one of the survivors who keeps getting like the immunity idol and the necklace. Savannah, I'm sure she's a lovely person. She's a great TV character because people either love her or just like get her off of my television. And I'm in camp 2. There's just something about these shorter seasons, these shorter day lengths with Survivor that has taken some of the gameplay and made it too urgent, if that makes sense. Everything is just too fast.
Well, okay, I've only watched 2 seasons of Survivor. I watched and during COVID, I simultaneously, which was interesting to do, I watched the second season in the Outback because I know Mitchell Olsen. He lives in Sioux Falls, actually. He's originally from this area. And then, and since I knew him, I was like, I'm going to go back and watch his season because I never watched it. And then simultaneously, I watched the season that was new at the time, which was all winners.
Yes. And Winners at War, 40.
Yeah, but then the winners that got cast off were actually just like on another island, and then sometimes one could maybe come back. Like, it was a whole thing. But there was, I don't know, there was something with another island. They didn't just leave.
That was a different exile island, but I don't know if that was still Winners at War. I don't remember.
I don't know the name.
I am not like a major super fan, but I do enjoy the show anyway.
But the thing that I thought was interesting about watching one of the seasons from the very beginning and then like a season 20 seasons later is those first couple seasons were literally like they're scrounging for food. They're they're eating bird feed. Like they're
one guy falls in the fire. The people, was it the Australian Outback where their entire camp was like swept away in a river?
So. Yes. There's big bugs. There's the whole debate about slaughtering the chicken or not. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like literally they're starving. Like you see them at the end and they're like skin and bone. On all the newer seasons, I feel like they put them in places where there's plenty of vegetation. They're not as scrounging for food. And I'm not saying I want like Hunger Games, like kill each other for food kind of thing.
No, please
but it's just
don't.
the objective has kind of changed. Now it's just way more strategy than it is literally surviving, you know?
It's way more like it's tailored for the super fans. And like while Nick and I, that was our pandemic show, like we watched every season. It was way too much. But that said, when people are like, oh my god, he's such a this or such a, I'm like, I don't remember anybody's faces or names. You're there for you're there for one season probably. If you come back if you get cast on the next one, great, I know who you are. But there's been a lot of chatter about like the 39 days, which was like the beginning, versus I think it's 26 or 28 days now. And just like even those like 13 or 11 days difference are such a different dynamic because with those longer seasons, you've got like a day off a lot where you're just like, cool, I'm going to sit around now and I'm going to chit chat with Natasha. And now that we're post merge, like get to know you a little bit. And like, oh, there's a different dynamic. Whereas like now it's so tribal, truly tribal, and it's not interesting to watch when they do that.
I actually was kind of annoyed with when I watched that newer season, which was now like 5 years ago. But I was like, just everything was alliance talk or like, who are you going to give that to? I'm like, do you guys talk about anything else? I know that's all they have to do, but like you were saying, they don't have downtime to, I don't know. I just thought it was too much.
Because when it's a truncated season like this, just what they've done for like 10, 15 seasons now. That's all. Like it's just like great. We did a reward challenge, and then we had our challenge, and now we have to vote, and now we have a challenge, and now we have to vote, and now we have a challenge, and it's just like take a breath, go away for the weekend. Let's go upstate. Like just.
Oh my gosh!
Let them have some downtime because then there's some different dynamics that form, and then you get to see those interpersonal relationships. And again, back to Lost, right?
Yeah.
I will forever defend Lost because these are characters that I cared about, and I wanted to know what was happening with them. And if I don't care about you, this season of Survivor a lot, or like a lot of the later seasons, I'm not as interested.
Yeah.
But we watch it because it's habit now.
Yeah. I get it.
And to see what's coming for 50. So.
And you singing that little bit of that Hamilton song. Someone sent me a video today where, when they talk about at the end when Eliza is like, I made a monument in your honor, and was that you? Yeah, that was
sent that to
sent
you.
It to me.
The one of the Irwins. I sobbed.
Okay, I forgot it was you, but yes, it was you now that you say that. Because I was like, no, how is this so perfect?
It's perfect. The orphanage. It's just my children, and I'm leading them through things.
Yeah.
Terry Irwin. She kept Steve's name and Zoo alive and brought Bindi and Robert up.
And they seem like genuinely good people.
Right? They're not like weirdos. I mean, they're weirdos because they're animal people from Australia, but like they're not like weirdos with giant egos.
Yeah. And I don't know why being a zoo person equals good dancer, but that Bindi and Robert are both very talented performers.
I think it's just an Australian thing.
Real quick, we're going to pivot to Lost, but do you watch Dancing with the Stars at all?
I absolutely do not.
Okay, well, he's doing great. And
That's what I've heard. That's what I hear.
And I was really bummed that Whitney from Mormon Wives got voted off, not because I care about her, but Mark Ballas is my favorite pro. And, and he was her partner, so I was like, no!
Is Andy Richter still on?
Nope, he got voted off 2 weeks ago or something.
Okay.
I enjoyed him, though.
I know there's a moment they're just like, I gotta keep doing this.
I love his attitude about, like, I thought he was fun.
Charming.
Anyway.
He's super charming. And poor Topanga. Oh, wow.
My brother actually watched the first few episodes because Danielle Fishel was on it.
Yeah.
He was like, I want to see Topanga. She did great. Yeah.
Good for her. I'm just waiting for her to get back to Pod Meets World so we can finish and like be really mad at Corey Matthews. And
yeah. The whole cast came the one time, minus Corey Matthews. Yeah. Anyway. And I don't think Ryder Strong was there either, but he actually had a reason. Like he was doing something.
If their personas on Pod Meets World are true, Ryder would have been there unless there was something with his kids, his dad, or he was hiking in a national park.
Could have been any of those things. I don't know.
He's so well adjusted.
Crazy.
Speaking of crazy people, tell me about Jack this episode.
I was like, where's he going with this? I almost was going to pivot to another thing because Maitland Ward... No, I just got to say this because this is how my brain works, like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Maitland Ward, that was on Boy Meets World, was on Steve
Rachel.
from Blue's Clues' podcast, and she's like a porn star now.
Yes.
And they have this conversation where he's like, as Steve from Blue's Clues, I feel like I'm not allowed to talk about any of this. And that must be hard as a grown man.
Well,
to, like,
and it's so interesting.
And I will say, even watching the little clip of him saying... the word sex was even like, oh.
See, I don't feel that way, right? Like, Steve is probably, 10 years older than us?
He's 50-something, yeah.
Okay, so he's, more than 10 years older than us. And, yes, I was a little bit too old for Blue's Clues, but I still watched it.
I was, too, because I had a younger brother, so I've seen it all.
My sister, and why not? But, yeah, watch that porn, Steve. You're not around Blue anymore. She's not an actual 4-year-old. Watch the porn. It's okay, Steve.
Well, and here's
I'm going to do this direct to camera. Steve, if you're watching this clip of Riverside on Instagram, watch the porn.
And the thing, okay, here's how I'm even more sick and twisted. Watching him talk about that, I was weirded out, but I oddly do find Steve attractive.
He's very handsome.
Especially now.
Because he's got a paternal sense to him because of our childhood a little bit. Wait. No, he can still watch the porn. He can still watch the porn.
But anyway, I think for me, he wears the thick glasses now. I've always liked glasses. He's kind of bald, but he wears the hats. I like a newsboy cap once in a while, whatever. And he just seems like a genuinely nice guy. Maybe he's not, but I don't know.
Steve, watch the porn and call Tosh.
He's got to have lots of Blue's Clues money. He's probably doing all right, but...
Right.
Anyway, okay, Lost. Let's get
more
to
jokes.
That.
Okay.
But that's where my brain went. You mentioned Boy Meets World. It was like Topanga, Boy Meets World, Maitland Ward, Blue's Clues.
Amazing.
Okay, Lost, Season 1, Episode 11. All the best Cowboys Have Daddy Issues. And I wrote, this title is amazing.
It's so long and, already off track. I forgot this was going to be a Jack episode because it feels like such a Sawyer title.
Yeah, but they both have daddy issues, which explains why they don't get, like, they're too similar in some ways. Yes. I think is why they butt heads a lot. Okay. Okay, so we open right where we left off from the last episode, which is Jack trying to help Saeed. His legs hurt because he was, captured by the French woman. And Hurley keeps going on about the manifest and how someone's not on it. And they're like, who wasn't on it? Ethan wasn't on it. And then Michael says Ethan went to go get wood down the path to the beach. And Jack has a moment where he's like, oh shit, where's Charlie? Where's Claire? Like, I think they were going that way, whatever. Uh-oh. And so Jack and Locke take off running. Frantic music, frantic camera work. We're frantic. They find Claire's duffel bag, and Locke uses his survival tracking skills. He's like, there's 3 footprints. There was a struggle. There's drag marks. They have been taken. And good thing he has a specific set of skills because
my God, the Liam Neeson of it all was a little weird for this episode. I'm like, are you sure you can tell all of that from this underbrush and a duffel bag that I know you didn't just see?
Right. And obviously this episode was before the movie Taken, but still.
Yes.
And also, did you ever see Without a Paddle? It's a really kind of dumb movie with Seth Green, and there's a part where they're like, where these guys are, they're like, and then the little one, it reminded me of that when he's like, there was a struggle, because in that movie they're like, there was a struggle, and then the little one. By little one he means Seth Green, but it's okay. Anyway, random.
Sure.
So okay, Jack starts yelling for Claire and Charlie, and then Locke creepily shushes him with his creepy face, and he just does the finger over his lips.
Which I don't think I understand why he did that.
Me either. I was like
maybe they're nearby?
Yeah, I don't know. And then we get the Lost, and then that was all before the sort of credits or whatever. So they keep tracking footsteps. Jack, how does one guy drag off 2 people? And Locke says, that's the wrong question. Not how, but why. I think both are valid questions.
They're both great questions.
Locke says they can't account for all their people. Saeed said there were others. Jack's like, nuh-uh, he said we're not alone. And they're like, semantics.
Yet again, I am in the, Jack club this episode.
Jack tries to be like, well, and we can't really trust Saeed. He's delirious. We don't know where he was. Could be making stuff up, just like he thinks Claire's at least there's equality there. He thinks both people are making things up as far as gender, whatever. Locke says, I'm just telling you what the ground is telling me. And Jack's like, okay, so what's the ground telling you? Which way are we going? And then Locke goes, no, we need to go back. We need to prepare. And I'm like, prepare for what exactly? Shouldn't you just follow these tracks before you've already lost time or whatever? Anyway, Jack is like, So Jack Jack is so worried. It's like Kate is missing or something. Because I feel like he would really only care this much about Kate.
I don't think he was worried about either Charlie or Claire. I think he was just worried that people were going to be mad at him.
That could be part of it. But some of it might be valid because Claire is pregnant.
Sure.
And, having a baby in the jungle, even with a doctor around, is still scary. Locke points his knife in the direction the ground is telling him to go, and then Jack just takes off running. And then we're in a flashback. We're in an operating room with Jack. There's a patient on the table that's not doing well. All the beeps and stuff aren't good. Mm-hmm. Jack has the paddles, and he's like, clear, not looking good. And then we see Jack's dad, and he tells him to call it. Also, I noticed Jack's surgical mask had a tear on the side, and I thought it was weird that they wouldn't have fixed that or got him a new one or, just continuity kind of thing. Anyway.
He was just too into it.
We know that's Jack's dad because he saw him earlier, randomly on the island, so put 2 and 2 together. And then, so Jack's dad tells him to call it, and then Jack just looks at him and says, you do it. You call it. And then that was the shortest little flashback. It was just a little blip, and now we're back on the beach.
Yep.
And Kate is upset with Locke for letting Jack go alone, and Locke is getting supplies and stuff together and says, don't worry, I'll catch up. And of course, Kate is like, I'm coming with you. And we wouldn't expect anything different, really. And then, of course, Boone, who wants to help but usually messes things up, is like, I want to come. And then Shannon's like, what are you going to do?
Real boy.
And Shannon is all of us when she's like, how are you? You don't know how to do anything. How? What are you going to do? And then Walt also wants to help out because he's like, Vincent's a dog. He can sniff it out. We'll have him sniff something at Charlie's and whatever.
I love the childlike wonder. It's so good.
Yeah. And Michael's like, no, that's going to be a no for me, dog. You're going to stay here. And Michael doesn't want to just sit around. And then Locke says, well, any more people will just slow us down. And Michael seems really annoyed. He goes, well, maybe I'll start my own search party. And Locke goes, great, we're going north. You go south.
Look, the more I say this every episode, right? The more we watch this, the more I'm just like, Locke was so level-headed about everything.
But creepy at the same time.
But also kind of a little creepy.
Yeah. And then you can tell Michael's like, well, shit, now I have to actually do something. Like,
yes.
So he's like, I guess I am starting my own search party. And then we cut to Jack, frantic and alone in the jungle. And we see him just briefly in the jungle by himself. And then we flash back again. The woman on the operating table, we find out she did pass away. Jack is left alone with his dad and the dead body. And they're still in the operating room. Everybody's left. They're just hanging out with the dead body. But we come to find out that the patient came into the ER after a car crash. The dad was called in to operate, but Jack was closer, upstairs in the hospital somewhere, so he was called in. The dad allegedly nicked the hepatic artery. Jack was trying to cover for him. A nurse came to get Jack because she noticed that Jack's dad's hands were shaking. And then Jack says, how many drinks did you have at lunch, Dad? That kind of stops him in his tracks, and they just stare at each other ominously.
Also, the hepatic artery is the main artery that supplies oxygen-rich blood to the liver. So how interesting that Dr. Daddy Shepherd was drinking.
Mm-hmm. I love that you looked that up. Or did you just know that? Or okay, so they stare at each other ominously, and then we're back on the island, and Locke is right. He did catch up with Jack because Jack was apparently going in circles because he's not a good tracker.
So good.
Locke says he hunted with Ethan, and he knows that Ethan is also very knowledgeable. Jack wants to help, but Locke makes a good point. You're our only doctor. Maybe you should stay out of harm's way. Just hang out at the caves. Being the doctor is important, which is a very valid point. But of course, Jack is like, nah, I'm coming. So then Locke's like, fine, follow me. And then we get a close up on Kate's hair and her face. That is did you see that video?
Yes.
And I sent the clip to Trey because I was like, literally, it's just hanging on her nose. Like, get it out of your face. Anyway, any hoodly do. And then back at the cave, Hurley and Michael are filling up water bottles. Michael's like, I just wanted to help. Locke's just like, go south. And Michael's going on and on about feeling like a second-class citizen just because Baldy can bag a boar, is what he said.
It's so good.
And then Walt is like, well, he knows way more than that. He's the only one that brought any survival gear, but also kind of creepy to have a whole thing of knives. But anyway. Right. And then Walt calls him like a warrior and says, I'd listen to Mr. Locke. And Michael's like, well, I don't want you to listen to Mr. Locke. And I also think Michael's just reunited with his son, and his son doesn't like him. He's idolizing this other guy. Like, it's all kind of ego stuff.
I do feel bad for Michael in this instance.
Mm-hmm. He tells Walt to stay with Hurley and then says, I may not be a warrior, but I'm gonna go south. And then Hurley says,
silly.
And then Hurley says, back home I was something of a warrior myself. And I was like,
what are you talking about?
Things that make you go, you know. And then we're back to Locke, and he's tearing red cloth strips to mark their progress and hopefully not get lost. Take a drink. I think it's so funny on a show called Lost when they're like, I think we're lost. And it's like,
yeah, you are.
Like, in which, level? Because there are levels of Lost on this show.
There are levels of Lost.
Boone's like, can you get us back?
Like purgatory or hell, according to Dante.
And Boone, he's like, you can get us back to camp, though, right? And Locke says, sure, as long as nothing happens to me. Not exactly reassuring. And then Boone says, I'll leave the red. He takes over doing the red strips. And then Locke hands him the cloth. Locke says they should take a break, and Jack is like, what? We can't take a break. We can't take a break. Kate's like, can you stop being a dick for 4 seconds? And Jack is like, no. And then he kind of admits he feels bad that he didn't believe Claire. And then I just wrote in all caps, believe women.
Yes.
And then Locke yells for Jack, and they find the old bandage that was on Charlie's fingers because he always puts tape on his fingers and writes stuff on it. So they find an L. And I wrote that Charlie's a little punk rock Hansel and Gretel, just leaving little things behind. And then they find an A, and Jack says, let's go this way. And Locke is like, I don't know. I see prints this other way. And now they're all confused. And then Kate makes a valid point that, like, Ethan or the others or whatever could be leaving these to confuse them or lead them into danger or whatever. So now it's Kate and Jack and Boone and Locke, and they're going to follow 2 separate trails. And now we're back in the caves, and Walt is talking with Sawyer, basically filling Sawyer in on everything. Or are they at the cave or the beach? They might be at the beach. They're somewhere.
I think they're at the caves.
He's explaining to him what's going on, and he's like, that guy Ethan took Claire and Charlie. And Sawyer's like, who's Ethan? And we're all asking that. Who is Ethan?
Don't we all want to know?
Yeah. And then Walt's like, I don't know. His name wasn't on the manifest list thing. And Sawyer says, well, what if he lied about his name? Wink, wink. And
wink.
Walt goes, well, that's pretty stupid to lie about your name.
I love him.
And then Sawyer just smirks in his Sawyer way. And then Sawyer calls Walt Tattoo, and I didn't totally get that reference. Is that like,
I get it.
The plane?
Yes,
like
it's Fantasy
thing?
Island.
Okay.
Yeah, his name is Tattoo.
Okay, so Sawyer calls Walt Tattoo and then asks what his hypothesis is. Like, what do you think happened? And Walt says, I think Ethan was already on the island before we were here. And Sawyer says, well, you have a good imagination, kid. And then Sawyer, of course, in his Sawyer way is like, so you think a tribe was planted a ringer here to kidnap a pregnant girl and a VH1 has-been. That was my favorite the VH1 has-been. And then Sawyer's like, why should I believe a 6-year-old? And Walt's like, excuse me, I'm 10.
You remember being that age and you're just like, yes. I am 9.5.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He seems older than 10 to me, though. Or maybe I don't really know what ages look like anymore, but
I could look it up to see how old
he actually was.
Malcolm Kelly,
something like that. He was in that band, classic. That song. It was their initials. You don't know what MKTO is?
No.
Walt was it. It was a 2-person band. Walt was like the rapper. They had that song, Classic.
Huh. I believe you, Malcolm David Kelly. Yeah.
Okay.
I knew he was a 3 named Malcolm.
Mm-hmm. So he says, I'm 10. And then Sawyer goes, oh, it must be true then, because you're 10. Walt, I was going to call him a million other names, trying to keep all these names straight. Walt says something about like, yeah, but Saeed's back. And he said, there's others or whatever. And then it gets all tense and Sawyer gets more serious.
Saeed.
Okay, so now we're with Boone and Locke, and they're searching, and Boone says that on Star Trek, the red shirts always got killed. And we're like, cool. Boone asks Locke what he does in the real world and guesses he's a tax...
Why did we have that conversation?
I think it's kind of funny, because Boone guesses that Locke is either a taxidermist or a hitman, and Locke says, I was a collection supervisor for a box company.
This conversation was fine. It's the Star Trek of it all. Is it just because doesn't J.J. Abrams then direct a couple of the Star Trek movies coming up?
Yeah, that's probably part of it, yeah.
And I wonder if spoiler. I'm just going to say it like that.
Yeah. But anyway, and Boone's like, a box company? He's like, yeah, right. He doesn't believe him. And then now we pivot to Kate and Jack arguing because Kate isn't as good as a tracker as Locke. Jack throws in her face that she must be good at tracking because she was on the run, because she's
Jack
a criminal.
was such a dick for this entire back half.
And he's like, come on, Kate, tell me one true thing, one real thing. But earlier he said, I don't care about your past. But anyway, Kate says, my dad was in the army. We moved around a lot. We like to hike and hunt deer, and her hair's in her face. And then she goes, anything you want to share?
Honestly, I'll take the energy from Kate on this one.
And then flashback. Jack's dad's, I think we're in Jack's dad's office. He tells him to have a seat, and he passes over a piece of paper. This piece of paper is like the report or the chart or whatever they have to hand in about the woman dying. And Jack is like, well, you fixed everything but the patient, because apparently it left out the part where you nicked the artery. And Jack says that his dad never should have been in the OR. And Jack's dad is like, I know my limits. I was fine. Jack says he won't sign the document. Jack was the surgeon. And then Jack's dad throws in his face like, you're the surgeon of record when she died. So you're going to take responsibility for this whole thing, blah, blah, blah. And Jack's dad is like, if you mention alcohol, to strip me of my license. And Jack's like, duh, I know.
That's what I'm trying to do, Dad.
And then the dad is like, I know I was hard on you, but I had to be hard on you to make you great. I sacrificed our relationship so hundreds and thousands of people could be saved by your skills. Like, that's literally what he says. I was like, what?
The misplaced messiah complex that this man put on his son.
Right.
And that is why Jack is the way he is. Exhausting and kind of a douche.
And I get that a lot of doctors have this sort of God complex, but this is like to a whole other level.
It is,
you know?
Crazy.
Yeah. And then the dad relents and says, what happened yesterday won't happen again. So he did kind of admit, like, yeah, I fucked up. Maybe I shouldn't have been there. But Jack then is guilted enough into signing the document because he believes his dad won't do it again, allegedly. Now we're back at the cave. Men. Now we're back at the cave, and Saeed is chilling with his leg wound, and Sawyer kind of scares him awake. And Sawyer says if he were a lesser man, he could beat the snot out of him right now because he can't fight back. And Saeed says the whole reason I left is because I'm ashamed of what I did to you. And he wasn't planning on coming back, but, you know, I left because of the torture and stuff, but I'm back now, so.
Because of the torture and stuff.
And Sawyer says he's out of sweet, sweet forgiveness. But Sawyer asks, why are you here then? And Saeed's like, I was held prisoner by the French woman. I don't know what accent that was. I don't know what voice that was. It just came out. And Sawyer's like, the one in the distress call? Like, what?
Which is a good response. What do you mean?
Yeah. And then Saeed kind of, I made it even smaller, like science expedition, shipwrecked, we're not alone, not her people, they all got sick, she murdered them, just catching Sawyer up on the details. She says there are others, but she's never seen them. Saeed says he might believe her because he could hear and feel something in the jungle. Sawyer fills Saeed in that the tide is rising and the hull is almost in the water, but he kept his signal fire burning, so I guess they kind of have a truce in this moment a little bit.
Sawyer's a good guy. Sawyer is a good guy.
Yeah, he's that he's the epitome of the character you love to hate.
Yes.
He messes things up, but he also does nice, like he confuses the snot out of you.
He's so human. Like, that's what it is. He's like just such a human. He is the epitome of hurt people.
Yeah.
He has been hurt so much in his life, and that's how he thinks he has to travel through the world, but he doesn't. This man is full of compassion. This man is full of empathy. This man is full of so much knowledge and a love for life and a love for reading. And my God, except for all of the bullshit toxicity and posturing, we should all be Sawyer.
But that's also, we could say the same thing, sort of like Locke's been hurt a lot. Like
Absolutely! Sorry.
And he's not as shitty of a person, but he just comes off really creepy. But he is willing to help. But anyway.
Trust the weirdos. Just trust the weirdos.
Okay,
if anybody says I can solve it all like Jack does, or other people that we might know in this world.
Don't believe them.
Don't believe them.
Okay, so Hurley and Walt, they're playing backgammon, which I've never actually played backgammon. I don't know how it works.
Like twice. I think I kind of understand it.
Walt is apparently kicking Hurley's butt, and Walt says that his other dad, Brian, said he was one of the luckiest people he had ever met. Hurley says he has to go to a meeting. I don't know what that means. He goes, I have to go to a meeting, so we're done playing. And they must have been betting on the game, like fake money and stuff, because then Walt yells, you owe me $20,000. And Hurley says, you'll get it. And then, literally, spoiler for anyone that hasn't watched the show, a thing went off in my head. I forgot we find out he won the lottery before.
Yeah.
I totally forgot that till he said, oh, you'll get it. You know, I was like, yeah. Totally spaced that off. Hurley won the lottery. Boone and Locke, they're tracking stuff. Locke says they're following his gut at this point because apparently the ground isn't telling him much. Now it's his gut telling him what to do. Locke asks Boone what his job was in the real world. He's a Nepo baby, basically. Boone's mom has some kind of wedding Martha Stewart empire, and Boone runs one of the subsidiaries. And Locke's like, well, who's running it now? And it's like, he doesn't do anything. He just, like, collects a check, is what I'm gathering. Anyway. And then Locke just out of nowhere is like, it's going to rain in 1 minute. Like, he literally says 1 minute. And Boone's like... I
need to know more about that.
Yeah, and Boone's like, what? Should we head back? And then he's like, nah, I'll stay. And then it starts to rain, like, downpour. And then Locke's just a weirdo in the rain, like, oh. But, you know, apparently they teach you how to predict weather at the box company, is what I wrote down. And then we cut to Kat and Jake. Kat and Jake? Who are they? Kate and Jack. some letters around, you know. Okay, Kate and Jack, they're also in the rain, and they find another finger letter bandage thing, and then they hear weird screaming, and Jack takes off. And Kate's like, what are you talking about? Where are you? Because he's like, do you hear that? And Kate's like, no, what are you talking about? And Jack takes off running. And then Jack and Kate are climbing up some vines on a hill or something. And then Jack slips in the rain, and he rolls down the hill, and he hits his head kind of. And then he turns over, and Ethan's right there. Mm-hmm. And Ethan says, stop following me or I'll kill one of them. And then they fight in the rain. Because everyone...
It wasn't really a fight, though. Jack got his shit rocked.
Because everyone's hotter when they're wet. We'll just go back to that.
Sure, let's do that, too.
I've said that before on this podcast.
Even Ethan.
Yeah. He's got a weird face, but whatever. Sorry, man. You just have a face that I think is creepy forever and always. Anyway, they fight in the rain, and then Ethan says, no more warnings, and then kicks Jack in the face, and it looks painful.
Yeah.
And then we flash back again, and Jack is in the hospital seeing his dad talk to the dead patient's husband. And then a nurse is like, I think the husband's threatening to sue, so the dad's kind of like comforting him or trying to smooth things over or something. And then, again, little blip of a flashback, and we're not in the hospital anymore. And then we're back to Jack and Kate. No more rain, because, you know, I get it. In the jungle, you get some of those, like, quick downpours, I guess. No more rain, and Jack is like, Ethan was here, and Kate's like, what are you talking about? You hit your head, you know, whatever. And I think it's interesting that in this episode, people are treating him the way he treated Claire.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even put that together, but you're right.
I didn't put it together till right now. Like, saying it out loud made me realize. But anyway, so, yeah, he swears Ethan was there. Kate thinks he's crazy, basically. And now, for both of our search parties, the rain has washed away any trail that was there, but Jack takes off running anyway, just running, I guess. And then we flash back, and it looks like Jack and, I wrote Daddy-O this time, Jack and Daddy-O are in, they're like in a deposition or some kind of like,
yeah, because like if a patient
thing
dies, the board has to like what happened?
Yeah. So
what happened?
What had happened was Daddy-O is kind of blaming Jack, and then Jack, a few things come to light that he was not aware of. We find out that the woman was pregnant, 2-3 months, like early pregnancy.
Yeah.
And then Jack feels even more shitty. And then Jack says he needs to revise his statement. And he totally flips and tells the truth that he tried to come in and save the botched surgery because Dad was drunk and nicked the artery. And his dad's like, just giving him a face, you know. But Jack, you can tell it's like pains him to do this. Like he's crying a little bit, and yeah. But he ultimately did the right thing. It's hard to do.
Tell the truth. Like,
yeah.
Because if it comes out that you lied and the other doctor lied,
it's a lot.
Don't protect corporations.
And then we cut back to Jack and Kate running through the jungle, and they come across Charlie hanging from a tree, which I forgot this whole thing even happened.
This whole sequence, I cried. Because I forgot how intense this was. I forgot that this happened.
So Jack tries to lift him up, and Kate's trying to climb up this tree to cut him down, but it's wet and it's slippery, and she can't really reach, and, you know, they're struggling. And Charlie does look like shit. They do cut him down, and then Jack starts CPR and mouth-to-mouth. And I think I would have been more upset, except I know he survives.
Yes.
But
yes.
I'm sure the first... Usually I'm a crier. I didn't totally cry, but I did get, like... I still had the suspense of,
because it's like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Because Jack isn't doing the normal CPR. He is like banging.
It is.
He's like, whoa!
Just beating the shit out of him. But like I was watching, like it was a TikTok a month or so ago of somebody just like do CPR, and CPR is violent.
Yes, you have to do it. Yes,
you're trying to like push this person's
ribs get broken a lot.
In 2 inches into the body because you're trying to like restart the heart, and it's just like if you break some bones, okay, but they're still alive.
Yeah, and I have heard of like when he really starts just like wailing on him with that one hand. Like I have heard that worked, like it's worked, you know. So anyway, so he stops for a second because Kate's like, he's gone, blah, blah, blah. And then Jack's like, no, and he goes at it some more, and then all of a sudden it's. Charlie's like, huge gasp. And it scared me a little. Even I was like, oh. And I even put it in parentheses. I mean, I knew he didn't die yet, but even I was relieved. Like, I was like, oh.
So relieved.
They drag it out. Like, it is a long time.
The scene was forever. ever.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about it, but
no.
Farts.
And that's why the show was so good in the beginning. Okay. And then back in the caves, Jack and Charlie. So we're back in the caves. We got Charlie alive, whatever. Jack and Charlie and Kate are hanging around. Michael shows up and is like, whoa, Charlie. And Charlie hasn't said anything. Still no sign of Claire, though. Charlie's definitely in shock. He's just like looking forward, hasn't said anything. And Jack tries to ask Charlie a few questions, and he's not giving him much. And then Jack says, we need your help to try to find Claire. And then Charlie finally says he doesn't remember anything. But he says it all kind of weird and almost like mean or something. I don't know. And then he says all they wanted was Claire. And it's like, they? What? Huh? Why? And then Shannon's worried about Boone because, Jack and Kate they all left together. And now only Jack and Kate are back. Shannon's worried about Boone. And Kate says Boone is safe with Locke. And Locke does have the most survival skills of all of them, but Locke is also creepy AF, and people are like, I still think he's weird. But anyway, so we cut to Boone and Locke, and Boone again says, are we lost? And I said, I feel like that's a loaded question here.
Yeah, you're lost. Absolutely.
And then Boone doesn't understand how they are still following a trail after the rain and in the dark. And Locke says, can't you feel it? And Boone's like...
No, poor Locke. Locke was just deluded in this one. Because he was failing at something.
Yeah.
And so he just kept going until he found whatever he wanted to find.
There's a little part of me that when Locke had that moment of whatever, when he says he saw the thing, maybe he's in tune a little more with the island or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think,
Anyway, Boone says, I think I'm going to follow the strips back. He's like, I'm kind of over this. Locke says, suit yourself, and throws him a flashlight. But in true Boone fashion, he drops the flashlight, and we hear a metal bang, and I get excited.
I forgot how
we find the hatch.
Soon we found it.
And so they kind of start digging around, and there's a metal door in the ground. And Boone, valid question. He's like, is it part of the plane? Did it get caught in a mudslide or something? But there's all kinds of stuff grown over it.
So hollow too.
Yes. And I just wrote, nope. And then that's lost, baby. It ends on that. And I was like, eek! So these were my questions this episode.
Okay.
And then you will go through yours.
Sure.
Where is Claire? Obvious. Where's that? What is the metal thing in the ground? I actually know what it is, but...
Yep.
Why is Hurley a warrior back home?
Yep.
And then I wrote, where are Sun and Jin? They were not in this episode at all.
At all.
Not even in the background, nothing. Who is Ethan? Who is helping Ethan? And why did they only want Claire? I mean, I kind of know that too, but in this episode, we don't know that yet. Did you have anything further?
Yeah. Hold on. Okay. Some of mine are kind of shitty. Why is Jack such a dick? Why does Ethan want Claire and her baby? How does Locke know it's going to rain? Why does Charlie not remember anything? He felt like he was a little hypnotized or something there.
Yeah, he did seem really something.
Yeah. Who are Kat and Jake?
You don't know Kat and Jake?
Where was Kate while Jack was getting his shit rocked? I know that he slid down, but it didn't take that long to climb up those vines or come down from those vines. So girlfriend could have come down and hit Ethan across the head with something.
Or how, even if she was trying to come down slower and not hurt herself, you'd think she would have seen Ethan.
Yeah. These
people. That's valid. I mean, part of me is it's just a show, so that's why. But
oh, absolutely, yes. Do I know that it's truly just for the television of it all? Yeah, I do. Yeah, honestly, after we watched it this weekend. I watched it again tonight before this, and just listening to you recap it, I'm like, except for the final moment of Boone and Locke finding the medal, this is kind of a nothing episode.
I mean, a little bit, but we
get nothing from Saeed and Jack. Saeed and Sawyer. Kate's hair is in her face, obfuscating everything. We learn nothing else from Locke except for the metal door and that he gets a little, one-minded. Shannon, they're just...
I don't know. I feel like... I'll play devil's advocate a little bit.
Sure.
I feel like Sawyer and Saeed, we got a little bit of a truce moment. So there was that.
Fine.
We What else? I feel like they had to search for Claire and Charlie. What were they supposed to do? Like, you just wanted them to actually find more?
No, I don't know. Like, I also think that I'm coming at this from, like, 2025 brain when, like, shows are not 24 episodes in a season. And it's just, like, 8 episodes and everything is too fast. Like, do we need 24 episodes again? Probably not. Would I love 15? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, this is one of those episodes where you could have... I don't know. It's one of those episodes where just, like, Trey learns how to play soccer on the OC or whatever it was.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, sometimes
Jack runs to the jungle and gets his shit rocked.
Yeah.
It was just a lot of like running through the jungle and Jack.
Well, we got backstory though too. We learn a little bit more about Jack's complexes. You know,
just that he hates his dad. We knew that.
But now we know a little bit more of why.
That he's just like his father. Sure, I guess.
Oh,
but also,
gosh.
and not for nothing, like, we spoke for 23 minutes before this, and we are half a minute away from an hour. So, like, this is kind of like an episode of just like, hey, here's a piece of metal in the ground.
But
see
we gotta
you in
get
season 2.
Yeah. And the weird thing, even I was surprised how quickly I did that recap, because watching the episode took me forever taking notes. I had to pause so much to be like, because
the episode took forever.
But it felt like a lot happened. But recapping it, maybe you're right. It did not a lot.
Yeah, like it was a lot. It was a lot of busy work in this one, right?
Yeah, kind of. I guess
I'll
give you that.
Also, we're talking about television again from the early aughts, and so we have a lot of like episodes where Jack runs to the jungle, where Trey plays soccer. You know.
Speaking of, they did it just because it's a TV show. I did give Only Murders credit. There was one line in like the last episode where they were like, why didn't so-and-so just say that? We would have figured it out sooner. And they're like, because then there wouldn't be another season. Like, they literally said that.
Yeah.
And I know they meant the podcast, but like, we know they meant the show.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing, like I just been so mad. I'm now, like, the more I think about Only Murders, the more annoyed I am with this past season. A lot of the acting was very good. And so, like, thank you so much. Steve Martin Short is endlessly charming. Selena Gomez is lovely. Davine Joy Randolph is fantastic.
Oh, yes. Love her.
Bring her back for everything. But yeah, just this season was a little strange. What's like this episode.
The lady that played Lester's wife?
Diane Weist?
Love her.
Love her. Sorry, let's go back to Oscar. Only Murders in the Building. We talked about Lost. We found a metal door. That's the big thing. Oscar winners. Meryl Streep.
Yep.
Davine Joy Randolph. Christoph Waltz. Renee Zellweger. Diane Weist. I don't think that Martin Short or Steve Martin have
they probably won Golden Globes or Emmys or something else, though.
Selena Gomez was nominated for an Oscar.
True. Steve Martin, didn't he win a Grammy for his banjo?
He's got a Grammy. Martin Short has a Tony. Oh, my boyfriend, what's his name? We haven't even talked about him. The murdered man, what is his name?
Bobby Cannavale?
Yes, Bobby Cannavale. Tony Award. Like, it is a star-studded cast, and it did kind of feel like, how many Oscar winners can we get in this scene? And, like, they got 5 around that table.
It is cool. I mean... Like we said, we're gonna
a lot of fun.
Like, we're pooing on it, but we're still gonna watch it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I think that any other? We didn't have any books in this one. No, like, song references.
Nobody engaged in the arts. Everybody just ran in the rain.
Did you on our nickname list? Did you put tattoo in there?
I will absolutely put tattoo in there. I gotta go back through some of those. I'm also supposed to be, and I'm publicly apologizing to my boss Eric, and he's not really my boss, but he runs GPCD. I was supposed to be doing a Lost recap blogs, but I have to go back and rewatch them because he wants to do one blog for 5 episodes because otherwise I'm doing 1,000 blogs.
Yes.
And then I'll update that list.
Okay.
Walt.
Sorry I have so many dings. I need to next time remember to hit do not disturb on this thing.
I put mine. I have so many privacy settings on my phone. This one is declurb.
The thing is, especially now that with the latest update on your phone, everything mirrors on your laptop. So literally everything dings on both.
I'm on a PC. I have a MacBook, but I'm working on a PC right now because I've got USB ports. I have a MacBook Air, nary a port.
Bring back a CD-ROM.
Bring back chunky computers that weigh 7 pounds.
Yes, love it.
But have ports.
Yeah, we need more ports.
Dear Tim Cook.
Yeah, this MacBook, it's not the Air. I don't know what it's a Pro from like 5 years ago. It's getting old now, but I love her.
Marcy the Mac. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. I think that's it. Is that it?
I think that's it. I could bullshit for hours, but do you want more of this? Do you want more bullshit? Write into Tasha's email.
I feel like the ending, we never exactly know how to end it. We're like, so is that it?
Like, get lost.
Get lost, and then we talk again. Midwest goodbyes. We don't know how to end things.
We are currently we have pat our knees and went, well, I should get going.
Yep, and now we're going to
slowly towards the door.
We're going to stand by the door.
Shoes on.
We'll be there for another 20 minutes.
I just can't believe that Marcia ran her car into the tree again. What is she doing? It's so cold out. I'm going to start the car from here while we just keep talking.
Yeah,
I'll have another
in
the Midwest.
Yep. That's how it be. All right.
Hey, Tosh, get lost.
Adios, muchacho. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Talkin with Tasha plus Trey LOSTCAST. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you're having a great December. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I hope you have a great Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Happy New Year, all the things. All right. As NSYNC would say, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Like I said, thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you liked what you heard, please do leave a comment, rate, review, subscribe, share, help a sister out. You can follow me on all the social medias. It's all linked at talkinwithtasha.com. You can listen to Talkin with Tasha at talkinwithtasha.com on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and Pandora. If you'd like to send me an email, talkinwithtashapod@gmail.com. Also at talkinwithtasha.com, you can buy a cameo from me. I will do voice work over Fiverr, all the things. It's all linked there. Go check it out. I think there's only one thing left to do. Be safe, make good choices, wash your hands, just try to be a good person, stay hydrated, and peace out, Brussels sprout. Bye.